A very good day to you, everyone. And today we are going to continue MPU 2043 U2 Leadership and Human Relations Skills under topic 8, which we are going to focus on the followership. Okay, so these are the learning outcomes. You may pause the video and read it by yourself. We are going to go straight into the notes. So now we are going to discuss critical thinking as a style of followership. Critical thinking means approaching situations, problems, and decisions in a thoughtful and unbiased way. It involves asking meaningful questions, gathering relevant information and ideas, and evaluating options objectively, not emotionally. Critical thinkers do not simply follow instruction blindly. They try to understand the implications and consequences of different choices. In addition, critical thinkers are aware of how their behavior and other people's behavior affect the organizational goals. They think before acting and consider how their actions can help or harm the organization. In simple words, critical thinking followers will think carefully, will question wisely, and will act responsibly. Now we discuss uncritical thinking as a style of followership. An uncritical thinker is a follower who is dependent on the leader. These types of follower does not think beyond what is told and does not question ideas or decision. Critical thinkers will accept the leader's ideas without evaluating them, and they do not explore other possibilities or alternatives and rarely contribute new ideas to the organization. Why? Because they do not question or assess decisions. Uncritical thinkers may limit improvement and innovations in the organization. In simple words, uncritical thinking means follow without thinking or questioning. This diagram explains different styles of followership based on thinking style and level of participation. The vertical side shows a thinking style. The top part is on the independent and critical thinking. The bottom part is on the dependent and uncritical thinking. The horizontal side shows level of actions or participation. The left side shows low action. The right side shows high action. From this, we will get 5 followership style. The first one is the effective follower. This follower shows independent, critical thinking, and high participation. They actively contribute ideas and think carefully about tasks. This is the best and most desirable followership style. The second one is the alienated followers. This follower is a critical thinker but passive. They think independently but choose not to participate actively. Number 3 is the conformist. This follower participates actively but does not think critically. They follow instructions and support decisions without questioning. Number 4, the passive follower. This follower shows low participations and no critical thinking. They wait for instructions and avoid responsibility. The last one is the pragmatic survivor. This follower adapts to situations to survive. They change behavior depending on circumstances and leadership. In simple terms, effective followers think independently and act actively. For your example, I'll give you a few situations. Imagine a student project group. And effective followers will suggest ideas, question weak plans, and helps complete tasks. A conformist does all tasks but never questions the decisions. An alienated follower has good ideas but stays quiet. A passive follower waits to be told what to do. A pragmatic survivor changes behavior based on group dynamics. This shows how followership style affects team performance. Now we discuss and focus on the pragmatic survivor. A pragmatic survivor is a follower who shows qualities of all 4 followership styles: effective, alienated, conformist, and passive. Now, this follower adapts their behavior based on the situation. They do not stick to one style all the time. Instead, they choose what works best to survive and continue functioning in the organization. Sometimes they participate actively. Other times, they stay quiet, follow instructions, or become critical. The main goal of pragmatic survivor is self-preservation, not necessarily leadership or change. In simple words, a pragmatic survivor thinks, I will do what is necessary depending on the situation. I'll give you a simple example. Imagine an employee in an organization. When the leader listens, the employee gives ideas. When the leader is strict, the employee follows instructions quietly. When changes are risky, the employee avoids standing out. This employee adjusts their behavior to fit the situation. This is an example of a pragmatic survivor. This slide explains the demands on an effective follower. An effective follower is not passive. They need courage to act responsibly and ethically. First, the courage to assume responsibility. Effective followers take ownership of their tasks and do not blame others when things go wrong. Second, the courage to challenge. They are willing to question decisions respectfully when something seems wrong or harmful to the organization. Third, the courage to participate in transformation. They support change and actively help improve systems, processes, and performance. Fourth, the courage to serve. Effective followers put the organization's goal above personal interests and support leaders and teammates sincerely. Finally, the courage to leave. If the organization acts unfairly, unethically, or against core values, effective followers have the courage to walk away. In simple words, being an effective follower requires bravery, responsibility, and integrity. Next, we are going to look at Covey's 7 habits. Okay, these slides explain how individuals develop personal potential by moving from dependence to independence based on Stephen Covey's 7 habits. Here we focus on habit number 1 to number 3, which build on self-leadership. Habit number 1 is to be proactive. Being proactive means you're taking initiative. You choose how to act instead of blaming others or circumstances, and you act with responsibility and integrity. In simple words, you control your actions, not the situation. Habit number 2, begin with the end in mind. This habit means having a clear goal or direction. You know where you want to go before you start. Your actions are guided by values and principles. In simple words, you know your destination before you act. Habit number 3, put first things first. This habit is about prioritizing. Your focus is on what is most important, not just what is urgent. It helps you manage time, relationships, and results better. In simple words, do the most important task first. Together, these 3 habits help a person become independent, responsible, and self-directed. Next, this slide explains how individuals move from independence to interdependence. Interdependence means working effectively with others. Habit number 4, think win-win. Thinking win-win means looking for solutions that benefit everyone, not just yourself. It encourages teamwork, cooperation, and mutual benefit. In simple words, success should be shared, not one-sided. Habit number 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. This habit is about listening before speaking. It means truly listening to others, understanding their views, then expressing your own ideas clearly. In simple words, listen with the intention to understand, not to reply. Habit number 6, synergize. Synergizing means working together to create better solutions. It values differences, respect, and strength of each person. By combining strength and compensating for weaknesses, teams can achieve better results than working alone. In simple words, together, we can do better than individually. Now we move on to habit number 7, which is sharpen the saw. Sharpen the saw means continuously renewing and improving yourself. This habit includes all the previous 6 habits and helps you sustain long-term effectiveness. It focuses on renewing 4 areas of life: physical, which is taking care of your body; mental, where learning, thinking, and improving knowledge happening; spiritual, where value, purpose, and inner balance; and lastly, on social, the relationship and communication with others. The idea is simple. If you keep using a saw without sharpening it, it becomes dull. Similarly, if you keep working without self-renewal, your performance will drop. In simple words, to perform well continuously, you must take care of yourself regularly. This slide shows students' view on how to become an effective follower. An effective follower does not just obey instructions, but actively contributes to the team or organization. First, an effective follower is a good listener. They listen carefully, shows understanding, and communicate well with others. Second, they show full effort in every task. This means being committed, participating actively, and giving their best in assigned work. Third, they are honest and have integrity. They are trustworthy, loyal, and reliable in what they say and do. Fourth, effective followers are able to think independently and critically. They do not accept everything blindly. They think, analyze situations, and give constructive ideas. Fifth, they are positive and cooperative team players. They collaborate, respect others, have passion, and maintain good relationships. In simple words, effective followers are people who listen well, work hard, think critically, communicate clearly, and support teamwork. I give you a simple example. Imagine a group assignment. An effective follower will listen to group members' ideas. They will complete the task on time, shares useful suggestions, communicates clearly, and cooperates with the team even during disagreements. Because of this, the group works better and achieves better results. This slide explains what leaders expect from followers in an organization or team. First, leaders expect a make-it-happen attitude. This means followers do not wait to be pushed. They take initiative and focus on getting things done. Second, leaders expect a willingness to collaborate. Followers should open to teamwork, cooperation, and helping others to achieve shared goals. Third, leaders expect motivation to stay up to date. Followers should continuously learn new skills, update their knowledge, and adapt to changes. Finally, leaders expect passion to drive personal growth. This means followers take responsibility for improving themselves, not relying only on leaders or development. In simple words, leaders want followers who are proactive, cooperative, willing to learn, and committed to self-improvement. This slide explains effective ways followers can influence their leader positively. Influencing a leader does not mean controlling them. It means supporting, guiding, and contributing constructively. Number one, be a resource for the leader. Followers should understand what the leader needs and provide support. This includes aligning yourself with the team's purpose or vision, sharing useful information, and supporting the leader's direction even if methods differ. In simple words, help your leader succeed by being useful and supportive. Number two, help the leader be a good leader. Followers can help leaders grow by asking for advice, expressing ideas respectfully, and appreciating and thanking the leader for a good action. In simple words, good followers help leaders improve. Number three, build a relationship. Strong relationships are built through open communication, accepting feedback and constructive criticism, and showing interest in the leader's experiences and decisions. In simple words, trust and respect make influence stronger. Number four, show responsibility to your leader. Followers should view the leader realistically. Avoid gossiping or criticizing the leader publicly. Disagree respectfully when necessary. In simple words, be mature, be professional, and be ethical. These slides compares desirable characteristics of leaders and desirable characteristics of colleagues or followers. Desirable leaders are good leaders are expected to be honest, where they tell the truth and act ethically, forward-thinking, where they plan for the future, inspiring, where they motivate others to perform better, and competent, where they have the skills and knowledge to lead. These qualities help leaders guide others and set direction. Next, desirable colleagues or followers. Good followers or colleagues are expected to be honest, which is trustworthy and ethical in their actions. Cooperative, willing to work well with others. Dependable, reliable and responsible. The last one is competent, able to perform tasks effectively. These qualities help teams function smoothly and achieve goals together. So the key point to remember here is that both leaders and followers must be honest and competent, but leaders will focus more on vision and inspiration, whereas the followers will focus more on cooperations and reliability. Effective organization needs both strong leaders and strong followers. Now we look at feedback. Feedback is when a leader uses evaluations and communications to help individuals understand themselves and improve their performance. The purpose of feedback is development, not punishment. There are 4 key principles of effective feedback. First, make it timely. Feedback should be given as soon as possible while the situation is still fresh. Second, focus on the performance, not the person. Feedback should discuss what was done, not attack someone's character. Third, make it specific. Clear and detailed feedback helps people understand exactly what to improve. Finally, focus on the desired future, not the past. Effective feedback looks forward and explains how to do better next time. In simple words, good feedback is timely, performance-focused, clear, and future-oriented. These slides explain the leadership coaching process. Coaching is used to help followers improve their skills and performance with guidance from coach or leader. The process has 4 main steps, and it is continuous. Step number 1 is observation. First, the coach observes the follower's behavior. In this example, the followers has trouble delegating tasks. In simple words, the coach identifies the problem. Number 2, discussions and agreement. Next, the coach talks with the follower about the problem. Both sides discuss openly and agree on what the real issue is. In simple words, we say coach and follower agree on what needs improvement. Step 3, create and follow a plan. Then the coach and follower create a plan. This includes setting goals, creating a timeline, and practicing new skills. In this case, the goal is to improve delegation skills. In simple words, we want to make a clear plan to improve. Number 4, follow up. Finally, the coach checks progress regularly. The coach gives feedback, encouragement, and reinforces learning. In simple words, they monitor improvement and provide support. Let me give you an example. Imagine a student leader who does everything alone and does not delegate. Under observation, the lecturer notices the student is stressed and overworked. Why? Because he does everything alone and does not delegate. Next step, discussion. The lecturer will discuss the issue with the students. The third, plan. Student learns to assign tasks to team members. The last one, follow up. Lecturer checks progress and gives feedback. As a result, the student becomes a more effective leader. Now we discuss leadership coaching. Leadership coaching is a method used by leaders to direct or support followers with the goal of improving specific skills or achieving a specific developmental goal. Coaching focuses on helping followers grow, not punishing them. There are two main coaching methods. First, directive coaching. Directive coaching means the leader tells or teaches the follower what needs to be done. This method is usually used when the follower is new, the follower lacks skill or experience, and they need clear instructions. In simple words, leader gives guidance and direction. Number 2, supportive coaching. Supportive coaching means the leader facilitates and supports the followers to find solutions. This method is used when the follower already has some skill. The leader encourages discussion and ideas. The follower is guided to make decisions. In simple words, leader supports rather than commands. So that's the end of today's topic, the followership. So I will see you again in another topic. Thank you.